welcome back to the channel. It is kind of going to be an all overkill afternoon right here for the next 20 minutes to half hour. I don't know how long it'll take, but I am literally watching some Wikipedia fact or fiction. Overkill is just high on my list. Even if they don't get the views, I wouldn't care. They're just definitely... There's so much material I've never even heard, and so many times I've seen them so many times. I helped load their equipment onto their bus once in St. Paul. So, not that they would remember, and not that it mattered, but a little place in my heart. And as he was puffing away on his e-cig, and I thought I would join him and listen to more of what he's got to say. And for you, it'll seem like a moment. For me, it'll be 13 minutes. I'll see if I can learn a little bit more. Or like I just found out, it literally Overkill is taken from Motorhead. According to this, I'm going to see if they answer it. But Wikipedia's like, they were going to call themselves Virgin Killer and played under that banner. And I thought about it, and I'm like, well, that's a Scorpion shout out. It doesn't explain that. It explains how Overkill's connected to Motorhead. Sorry, 5 in a row. It's complicated. But I would imagine that the other name is connected to the Scorpions album. In the same vein, I really think it is. So I'll be right back, and then we're going to have Raise the Dead, something off Feel the Fire that either I don't remember or I maybe haven't heard. All right, and actually this is pretty cool. It turns out, yeah, it's fairly accurate. Like I said, I wouldn't take my political advice from Wikipedia, but for bands and general stuff. But we'll wrap it up with this before we get on to the, well, there's a couple subjects because I'm really interested in discussing a mascot because I really like the band that has co-opted this mascot, but I still, is it a direct homage? Is it a lift? I don't think I've got an answer on that yet. I'm very curious what the answer is. But it appears most of my knowledge over Wikipedia is going to match up. He started out this little adventure explaining that the weirdest thing was something about him running the New York Marathon in a squirrel suit. So, oddly enough, my reference to squirrel-skin spirits seems oddly appropriate. That all being said, it's Raise the Dead. That's a long beginning. McCabe. I don't know about raising the dead though. I mean that's a whole other subject. But speaking of Overkill being connected to Motorhead, Virgin Killer being connected to Scorpions, any chance uh, this is inspired at all by, especially with the beginning? I'm a big fan of Venom's Raise the Dead. Uh, Buried Alive and Raise the Dead and that whole thing. I just wonder, because the whole, like Venom's like evil Motorhead, right? Motorhead on real Satanism instead of, alcohol and machismo. I just think, honestly, I'm pretty sure Lemmy is just the man. So I'm just saying. I seen him with his short shorts and the guys from Anthrax Story. This is one of my favorite. That's just the best story. So, I'm moving on to a newer track just to compare something from the very beginning to the end as I hopped into the Wikipedia and they were addressing the Danny Spitz legacy or his involvement in the band. And it turns out, sure, when they were a cover band, his answer was like, he brought great gear. Now, our band sucked, but I've shared my band with a few people, and they know I got a couple ads up here that made it from Sunday Night Nobodies to open for a national act a couple times. So, but at the beginning of the band, the early stages, some dude didn't have a place to put his drums, so he applied to be the drummer. So he tried out to be the drummer and found a way to convince us to leave his kit there. But then he never showed up for practice. So we didn't beat it, but we just started using his kit. He turned me on to South Park and Event Horizon, so he was the man. But I totally got to bring a gear because it was like who was willing to leave their gear at the studio when they weren't there. That gear got used by tons of collab bands because the band amounted to nothing. The parties and the hookups with other musicians where you just wrote shit on the spot, some of the greatest memories I'll never be able to sell. Don't really want to sell, but you can't share them. They happened. They were events that happened. Nobody had record of it, but they were some of the best gigs you ever took part in. And it's just the best. So I just find something from their newer stuff. It took a minute. I had to go through the channel for a bit, and it turns out off Scorched. This is about it. Otherwise, every other track on the album I've checked out. Know Her Name off Scorched. This is the newest of the new, and we just listened to something off the beginning of their career. Right? So, let's see. Miss Misery? No, whiskey drinking woman? I'm going with something from Nazareth's take on women. Oh, hey. Whoa. Now, I would say something that now it turns out, just with a little, I'm not totally in the dark anymore reactions every now and then. This was, according to what I hear, is semi accurate from a source, the singer himself. You know, over here we've got. The follow up to Wings of War as early as 2019. Progress on the album has slowly been taking shape. I just, honestly, and then the rest, I'm not going to just read it verbatim because it turns out that seems to be a weak ass gig too. But if you can get someone to read it to and then have them answer you, my goodness, that's a gimmick. Good for them. But I have learned a lot, and I was going to learn one more. Hey, all right, I want you to hear this because it came right out of his, he admitted it. False.
Even done one show as Virgin Killer, but it was, believe me, it was based on the Scorpion records, not ours.
Okay.
I knew it. I knew it. Just because it had to be. That's a controversial, and I can already hear from his tone that he even understands the tinfoil hat side of that. It's a very complicated album cover. We'll go with that. But that early Overkill, early Scorpions, wow, I mean, Testament covering Sales of Carrion. Carrion? I think that's right. Yeah, you know, I mean, they had some good cover material. You're paying your chops on the cover circuit. Very cool. That was a good time. We had Know Her Name and Raise the Dead. And we'll raise the dead. No, it was not Venom. Venom didn't make the cut. I'm going to be getting rid of all the Venom videos soon. If you like Venom, there's a couple on the channel. If not, they're going the way of the dodo. Just like Blood Feast did. Overkill is getting its own playlist. It should be popping up here somewhere now or a couple seconds ago. Take care. Give care. Know her name so she can't abuse you later.